This time around, I take a short video asking a single question of atheists. Why do atheists use religious words and religious language to swear? Why do we ever say the word God if we don't believe in God? Well, that's a fair question, one I'm only too happy to weigh in on. So for a short question, I offer this short answer and response, and I hope it helps.
Hey, what's going on, everyone out in the YouTube world?
Not a whole lot, just hanging out, answering questions. You know the drill. So what's going on with you?
So, this is just a quick question for anyone that's basically atheist or not Christian, I guess. So I noticed a lot of people say, "Oh my God," or say Jesus' name in vain, or like, "Oh my effing God," stuff like that.
Basically, using culturally understood language. Is there somehow a problem with that?
Yet at the same time, don't believe that God even exists.
So what? They exist within the common linguistic lexicon and are used as any other word in the language is used. Why is this a big deal?
Yet they still call upon him for whatever reason,
No, they're not calling upon your God for anything. They're just using the word because the word exists within the language. Nobody's calling on God any more than they're calling on Thor when they say Thursday. You're just overthinking this.
So, I mean, why not just say, "Oh my Buddha," or something like that? I don't know.
Well, if that was something that was widespread in the West, then I'm sure people would be saying that. But because Christianity has been widespread, although it is failing as time goes on, then the language reflects the former influence more so than the influence of other religions. And this is especially true because Christians have, for centuries, insisted on calling out to God in times of trouble or in thanks. So if you want to know why these things have entered the English lexicon, blame Christianity.
Because it is a sin to say God's name in vain.
Let's be honest, only to you. Atheists don't give a damn. And why would you think that they do or even should? They don't buy into your beliefs and gods. They don't mean anything by it when they say these words. Maybe the real question ought to be, why do you take it so seriously? Why do you choose to get offended by what someone else says?
It is very disrespectful,
Toward what? You can't even show that your God exists, hence how can something that isn't demonstrably real be disrespected? Can you be disrespectful towards dragons or unicorns or leprechauns? How about Santa Claus? And if you mean yourself, then why do you think you or your beliefs have earned any respect in the first place? Why should I, who don't even know you and who've never even heard of you before I made this video, why should I care what you think? That's an honest question. Think about it.
So, that's basically all. I'm just wondering what's going through someone's mind.
Usually, nothing. These are meaningless phrases uttered when someone is in pain or angry or whatever. There isn't any thought that goes into it most of the time because it just doesn't matter. It's a throwaway word that you happen to take seriously. That's fine, but you don't get to police other people's languages because you get personally offended. I'm sorry, but that's just not within your power.
So, yeah, I'm not making this video to provoke anyone or anything like that. I'm just simply curious. So, that's all.
Well, then maybe you should really be looking into linguistics because the subject is fascinating. Now, I'm not remotely an expert, but here are some general observations. Curse words, regardless of language, tend to revolve around things that people fear or are ashamed of. And that's why George Carlin's 7 words you can't say on TV, they're almost all biological functions. But when it comes to religion, curses were literally curses. Someone cursing another person to hell or something similar. And that stuck in the language, even after people stopped caring about the curse or stopped caring about the god. It just became another word with no more meaning than that. Whether the word has any meaning to you or not, that really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so just maybe write down in the comment below what you think. All right, thanks. Have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye.
And I've done so in video form. Don't take these things seriously. They're not intended to personally insult you by and large. They're not intended to call out to your God or any God. They're just words, sounds that we make with our mouths. They really have no meaning beyond that. But I suppose that the religious in general are concerned now that they're losing power and influence in society. Things that were once taken seriously, like cursing someone in the name of their gods, are now little more than jokes. God damn you was a scary thing to hear a couple hundred years ago, and now it's a meaningless turn of phrase that nobody pays any attention to. And of course, it depends on the culture that you're in as to what the curses are like. Now, if you look at Quebec, for instance, curses are almost entirely religious, based on their high Catholic population and the fact that only Catholics were allowed to immigrate to what was then called New France. Then you look at England, where religious swear words are relatively uncommon, and a lot of their profanity is based on bodily functions. Like I said before, what you fear and what you're ashamed of, that's where a lot of profane language comes from, and it tends to stick in the lexicon long after that fear or shame fades away. So anyhow, hope this helped. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I actually find it relatively intriguing that people get so offended by simple sounds that we make with our mouths. So what? I've never understood that, especially when these words are so rarely ever directed at them as individuals. It makes no sense to me, but hey, what the hell do I know, right?